Well, it's really cold outside today, so I thought I'd go ahead and make a big pot of chili and then save the rest of it in my little freezer cube things that I just got and see how well they work. And then, you know, I'll make one meal and have hopefully several meals after that. So my chili recipe is really simple. So, I got the hamburger all browned here. To it, I'm going to add 2 cans of fire roasted tomatoes. And to that, we're going to do a can of, it has garlic and oregano and all that in it. So 1 can of those. And then 2 cans of chili beans. And you can use kidney beans, you can use whatever you want. I just had these, so I'm going to use them. So 2 cans of chili beans. And then I had a can of tomato sauce in the pantry, so I'm just going to go ahead and use it. I don't even know what I had it for, but I'm just going to go ahead and use that. And then add my chili powder. I just eyeball it. I don't even know how much I'm putting in there. And then a little bit of celery salt, to give it some flavor. A little bit of smoked paprika, just to give it some smoky flavor. And then I have a little bit of the smoked sea salt, just to give it just a little bit more smoky flavor. And then we'll stir all that up. And to kick it up a little bit more, we're going to add a little bit of beef broth. About that much. Looks about right. And then I like to add just a little bit of sugar. I didn't have that on the ingredients list. Not everybody does that, but I like a little bit of sugar, just to offset the acidity of the tomatoes. And that's it. We'll just let that simmer until it's done. And that's it. I've got leftover broth, and so I'm going to put these little freezer cubes to work for me. I'm going to go ahead and fill these up and pop them in the freezer. Typically, I would have put this container in the refrigerator, y'all, and I would have forgot about it, and it would have got thrown away. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put the lid on this and pop it in the freezer. This is one of the knockoff brands that I'm using today. It's not the Super Cube. This lid is kind of flimsy, but you know what? It's going to do the trick. Now we're going to put it in the freezer, and we didn't waste anything. So here you go. I've got 6 more dinners. So that pot of chili made quite a bit. I have enough for 6 more portions. So that's a big savings. That'll help with lunch, and they went in the freezer really easy out of those little freezer cubes. They just popped out, and I have them in there, and it's just going to make life so much easier. And I already did my freezers organized and ready for the freezer meals that I'm going to be making. It's just got me wanting to, you know, do a lot, but I don't want to do that whole, like those people do, all day cooking and putting up freezer meals. I don't need to do that. It's just Greg and I. So what I just plan on doing is making my normal meals, and then just going ahead and portioning them out and putting them in the freezer cubes and putting them in the freezer. And that way, you know, the next day we can choose what we want. If we want what we had the night before, it's there. Or if we want something that we had a week or 2 ago, it'll be in there. It'll just give us a bigger variety for our lunches, our dinners, and when we're out running around, you know, I don't have to worry about hurrying up and getting home and throwing something together for dinner, or us doing what we usually do, having a bowl of cereal or a sandwich when I'm too tired to cook at the end of the day. We can just go to the freezer and pop those out. Y'all, it's going to save us a lot of money. It truly is, because if you think about it, you know, we were just putting the leftovers in the refrigerator, and we would eat on them until we got sick of it, and then, you know, I would throw it away, and that's a waste of money. Or, you know, on some days, you know, we're out and we're really hungry and we can't, you know we don't have anything at home to eat and we don't want to eat that sandwich or we don't want to eat that cereal. We'll go through a fast food restaurant and spend money that we shouldn't be spending. We don't have to do that now. So it really is going to save a lot of money for us. And besides that, we'll be eating better too, and we're not going to be wasting. And I know, you know, all along I could have been putting things in Ziploc bags and throwing them in the freezer. And I've done that before too, y'all, but I forget about it. And like I've said before, when you put it all in those Ziploc bags, they freeze into like this big clump, and it's just a pain. And it doesn't look very appetizing. Putting these in the nice little cubes and labeling them and putting them in there, it's a game changer. And they make little things that little casserole dishes and things like that you can, you know, pop them in and pop them in the oven. But I actually have something else in mind that I'm going to use, but I'll do another video on that. But anyway, I just want to share that with you because it's changing things for us. And I'm always behind the times. I was telling my kids about it the other day. I'm like, you know, I just seen these freezer cubes and I started using them and I absolutely love them. And they're like, Mom, that was on TikTok or Instagram like 2 years ago. And I'm like, well, you know, I don't have TikTok or Instagram. So I seen it on YouTube the other day. It just popped up on my YouTube feed. So I'm like, it's new to me. So if it's new to me, it might be new to somebody else. So I thought I would share it and put it out there. And anyway, I hope it helps you, and I hope you enjoy the chili recipe. I'm going to try to get better at these cooking videos. They're hard. And getting the lighting down and just these people who do them, you know, there's a lot of work into doing them, honestly. So I'm going to try to get better at them, and I'm going to do quite a few freezer meals and using the freezer cubes. But like I said, I'm just going to be making, you know, what I normally make for dinner and freezing it, except I think I might do a whole big breakfast thing, so we have breakfast in the morning, and my husband can just pop out what he wants, and it'll be ready already just to go in the oven, so I won't have to make biscuits and gravy in the morning, or, you know, eggs and all that are already be done, pre-portioned, and it can be popped in. Especially sometimes early in the morning I have to go and watch my grandkids and I'm not here always to cook, so he'll be able to just pop whatever he wants in the oven and have a nice breakfast. But anyway, I've got so much to do today, y'all. eBay is jumping right now. This is the time of the year that online sales are so good. So I've got to go work. I got a lot of work to do today. But y'all have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.